Alrighty, it's season 2, episode 11 of the Sports Talk with Dewey podcast. I've been gone, but I'm back. It's March. I got one of my March Madness t-shirts on. I'm so excited, and I got Justin on again, a college hoop savant. I'm super pumped. It's March. The big last week of the regular season. You got some mid-major conference tournaments starting with the power conferences starting next week. Justin, how have you been, and are you ready for March?
So I think we are almost a week into March, but the madness is just getting started. I think it's just the best time of the year, probably the best like 3, 4 weeks span of the whole calendar year in sports. So I'm definitely thrilled to be back on the podcast.
Let's do it. I know this is for my one friend. Well, yeah, Tony, he was saying
Mhm.
like, "Oh, who
Okay, yeah.
cares? Like, who cares? It's March. It's March Madness doesn't start till like the third week of March." I'm like, the last week of the regular season's amazing. Conference tournament's amazing. It's all leading up to March Madness. So
It
I
is.
think the whole month is just amazing. So one of my favorite things to do is always looking at like, you start preseason making these predictions. You're like, "Okay, let's see if I hit on some of them." And I think we did this last year, let's do it again. So, what were some things you were right about and some things you were wrong about preseason?
So I feel like when I looked back on for the preseason podcast that we did, I feel like I was a lot more wrong. So I'm gonna start with a couple teams that I was probably a little too high on. The first one, Oklahoma. I just feel like this team, like on paper, was so much better than they've been this season. I feel like there's a lot of like speculation out there that this could be Porter Moser's last season.
Mhm.
So he definitely underperformed in this season. I don't know what year this is for him at Oklahoma. I think it's 4 or 5. So I think they might be in for a regime change in Norman. But I was probably a little too high on Washington. I think I had them in my top 8 in the Big Ten preseason. They even dropped a home game to my Penn State Nittany Lions about a couple weeks ago. So I think that's a quad 3 loss also. And then a team that I was probably too low on is Nebraska. I feel like Fred Hoiberg's done a fantastic job. Just like, I feel like contrary to Oklahoma, like the team on paper isn't appealing, but like once you get rink mass going and Price Sanford's been fantastic. I think I had them not even in my top 12 Big Ten preseason. I know they just dropped a game to UCLA, but I don't know exactly what seed line they are on, but I think they should be in like the 3 to 5, 3 to 6 range. So it's definitely wrong about them. And then I can fly through the teams that I was more. I know you're a big Maryland fan as well. They haven't had too good of a season. I had them pretty low in my Big Ten preseason, but I feel like with Buzz, it always takes a year. So I wouldn't be too concerned about him. It's not a hot take, but I was right about like Florida just like winning the SEC. Like I know that they were the favorite, but they've probably been, aside from Duke and Michigan, like the best team in the last probably 4 weeks. And then the final team is Penn State because I didn't think it would be this bad, but like a bottom finish in the Big Ten with that on the inexperienced roster was not great. So those are my teams.
Yeah, definitely we're right about some things and definitely wrong, and that's how I am as well. So it is funny looking back. So what I was right about, one of my hot takes was that the Big Ten would be the best league. And I think the Big Ten is definitely the best league in the country. considering they have a really strong top and a deep conference. Like the Big 12 might have the best top,
Mhm. Yeah.
but the bottom is extremely weak. So
Mhm.
I think the Big 10 top to bottom is the best conference in the country, so I think I was right about that. Then there's a couple teams I was listed as sleepers who are probably gonna make the tournament. SMU is definitely struggling. They, just got swept by the 2 West Coast teams of the ACC, and they just lost to, Miami last night. But no one was really talking about them much, and I think they will make the tournament. They might be in Dayton, but they're gonna make it. I think Boopy Miller, Jaron Pierre Jr., BJ Edwards is a great backcourt. They could definitely be dangerous in the tournament. The next one is Vanderbilt. No one really talked about them much preseason. I had them in the field, and I list them as a sleeper. I don't think anyone knew Tyler Tanner's would be this good. He's
Mhm.
fantastic. Duke Miles, another great guard. They have Devin McLaughlin, AK Okereke, Tyler Nickel, some really nice deep team in the SEC. My last one is it might be controversial, correct, but Ohio State. They're really trending up recently. I think they're going to make it. Another team like SMU, where they might be in Dayton, but I think Ohio State has played a lot of
Mhm.
tough teams good this year. And I think when you have Bruce Thornton, John Mobley, and Devin Royal, you could win a game in March Madness. So that's the few like teams. I mean, I was obviously right about some other teams like Duke or whatever, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to talk about like
Yeah.
the sleepers I had. Okay, wrong is a really long list. USC, I'm not gonna fault myself for that because
Mhm.
who knew Rodney Rice would get hurt and Chad Baker-Mazar would leave the team, but I was definitely wrong about that. I was wrong about Washington as well. I was looking at it. I had them as a 5 or 6 seed. Like, I thought they're gonna be
Mhm.
amazing. I think Desmond Claude got injured, and some of their transfers that looked good didn't really pan out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get how Washington turned out so bad. Then Syracuse is another one I was wrong about. I thought they would be much better, but Donovan Freeman's been kind of in and out, and Adrian Autry's probably gonna get fired. So
Mhm. Yeah.
then Kansas State, what a disaster. I just a big PJ Haggerty fan. He'll probably be on to his next school next year. I thought he was gonna carry them to the tournament. Geez, what a disaster. Then I had 4 overhyped teams who are all gonna be really good in the tournament. Kansas, I mean,
Mhm.
I did not know Melvin Council would be like one of the best glue guys in the country. I didn't know Trey White was gonna be this good. They are definitely playing bad, but I mean, they're definitely gonna be like a 3 or 4 seed or whatever.
Mhm.
Gonzaga, they're just doing classic Gonzaga things. I mean, when they get Brain Huff back, if he does, that team's dangerous. And Graham Ike and they have a really deep, a lot of good guards. Michigan State, I said they would miss the tournament before the season, but like who knew Jeremy Fears was gonna be an All American and Jackson Kohler could shoot threes and Tang's a great shooter. Jordan Scott's been great. Carson
Mhm.
Cooper. It's just you can't count Tom Izzo. Then my last team I was wrong about was Tennessee. I thought they would be overhyped, but Gillespie, who I think Amen's a little banged up. I think he'll be okay, but they have a lot of good big men like Akpara and Estrella and Jalen Carey. There's a really tough team who could play defense. Bishop Boswell. Those I was definitely thought those teams would be a little overhyped, but they're definitely be like top teams in the tournament. Yeah, it's always fun looking back. Focus on the present. What are some teams you think are trending up and down?
I would say for trending down, I know Houston just won last night, but I believe before last night it was Kelvin Sampson's first 3-game losing streak, I think since 2017.
Wow.
I mean, like, it's definitely not the end of the world for Houston, and, like, I do know that they did get a nice comeback win last night against Baylor, but, I
Yeah.
mean, I just feel like they haven't looked amazing in the last couple weeks. Staying in the Big 12, I'm gonna go to the Cyclones of State, who I think have lost 4 of their last 7, 3 of the past 4. All 4 of those losses are to tournament teams, but, I mean, definitely not the form that they want heading into the Big 12 tournament. Trending up is I just talked about them, but, Florida's been fantastic. Um, I feel like throughout the season, people have been saying, like, "Is their three-point shooting good enough to win national championship. I think I saw something that like their 3-point percentage as a team has gone up like 6% each month of the season. So they're definitely trending in the right direction. And then before losing to Duke, Virginia won 9 straight.
Yeah.
Like they have like a ton of talent on that team with Malik Thomas, and I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but Thice Day Ritter, I think.
Is the
So
Ritter.
then, like, he's probably one of the best forwards in the country, also. And then Chance Malloy at point guard's a fantastic facilitator. So, I mean, to keep it short and sweet, the Florida and Virginia definitely trending the right direction.
Yeah, I like the Virginia. They look really good. I think I
Mhm,
have 6 teams that are trending up and down for me. I'll run through them. One team I really like is Georgia. They're super
mhm,
athletic. They have a bunch of bigs and long wings. I think they're dangerous, and Wilkinson and, Smurf Millinder are really good scoring guards. And did
mhm.
you see Kanan Catchings against Alabama? Holy cow. Oh my, it looked like I don't even know. This guy's 6'9", could stripe in the ball. My that was fun to watch. I think Georgia's dangerous. The next one is my former coach, Jamie Dixon. He has TCU rolling right now, just beat Texas Tech. They have David Punch, Xavier Edmonds, 2 really good bigs, and then Brock Harding, Jaden Pierre's a really solid backcourt, and then he got some nice shooting on TCU. So, yeah, I'm really like what I'm seeing from that. I think they're gonna be a dangerous, like, 10 or 11 seed. Then UCLA, they just beat Nebraska. I've been a UCLA believer all year. Mick Crone's had a really emotional season, but I think he's such a great coach. And Davin Dent, Ben Perry, Scott Clark's healthy, Tyler Bilodeau. That team is, I think they're dangerous. So I think they're trending up. Then Miami's been one of the most underrated teams all season. They're not the most, fun to watch, but they're super tough. They get it done. Malik Reneau in the post and Sheldon Henderson's been a great freshman. Trey
Mhm.
Donaldson. They're such a solid team. St. Mary's, they just beat
Yes.
Gonzaga. I think they're dangerous. Mikey Lewis is honestly one of the best scorers in the country. Josh
Mhm.
Dent is such a good pure shooter. And then they have a lot of size down low. And Paulus Morauskas is such a versatile wing. So I'm really liking St. Mary's, and I know Missouri lost last night, but I thought Missouri's been really playing good
Mhm.
basketball recently. And they're kind of similar to Georgia, very long team. T.O. Bear and Anthony Robinson are 2 solid guards, and then Trent Pierce, Mark Mitchell, versatile Swiss Army knives on the wing, and they have a
Yeah.
lot of good tall big men. So I'm really liking Missouri, even though they lost last night. Trending down, Kansas, they just got smacked by Arizona State. I don't know, I just think Darren Peterson's really him in and out of the lineups really hurting the connectivity of that team. Purdue's been so weird, like,
Yeah.
they have the best roster in the whole country, like, there's, like, almost lost to Northwestern, they lost to Ohio State, they haven't won any games at Mackey Arena, like, I just don't know what's going on, like, I think I'm gonna pick them pretty far because I just love Braden Smith, like, what is going on? I don't get them. I guess it's just they can't play defense. Then it's sad because if their team just stayed healthy, I think they would be amazing, but their whole team is Debance right, like, you just can't win like that. Then, like I said, SMU, they're definitely trending down. I already talked about them, but
Yeah.
their defense is just atrocious, but they're such a good offensive team. NC State's been horrific. I don't know what's going on with them. I also like their offense. Quadir Copeland, they have him at point guard and Trey Hallman's off the ball. That just doesn't work, and they can't rebound. So another weak defensive team. Then Iowa, I think they're so overrated. Like I heard John Rossi talking about them, like Bennett Sturts. Their whole team's Bennett Sturts. They've legitimately nothing else. I think Hoover gets matched up against Iowa. They should be throwing a party. I think there'd be such an easy exit. So those are some teams trending up and down. So yeah, let's talk about the bubble, which is the best. Do you have any other things you want to say, or we want to move on to the bubble?
I think we covered it, so yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds great. So let's talk about the best part is the bubble. It's not fun being on it, but it's also fun when maybe your team's safely in a tournament or your team's way out, like both of ours.
Yeah,
Let's
way out.
way out, way out. So I think let's talk about 7 teams. The first one is Indiana. Are they in or out?
I think Indiana's out for now
Wow.
because I feel like just like being like sub 500 in conference play. I feel like they also kind of haven't been great at home against some of like the best teams in the Big Ten. I mean, like, I know the bubble's weak, but I think there is a couple teams that I like more to shift Indiana to probably like my first team not in the field.
I think I would have them in, but they're right there. They haven't had any impressive wins, but I just think
Yeah.
how weak the bubble is. I think they are better than some of these teams. Like Wilkerson and DeVries are a really good duo. So, but I definitely understand. How about Ohio State?
I think Ohio State's definitely in for me. They are 11-8 in Big Ten play, especially if they win their last game. I don't have it up.
They're playing Indiana. It's a huge game.
Okay. So it's at home. So I feel like if they win that game, like I feel like no matter what happens in the Big Ten tournament, they're probably like safely in. Definitely not like comfortable, but they kind of also like I don't know if they got screwed last season, but like the metrics on them were really high and they just did not get a bid. So, I mean, it's tough, but I feel like Ohio State's like the best of these bubble teams, to me at least.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should be in.
Yeah.
They like blew a ton of their like big games where they finally beat Purdue.
Yeah.
I just checked. Joe Lenardi has them out of date, which is pretty crazy to think about. So yeah, I think if they beat Indiana, like and maybe win a game in the Big Ten tournament, they should be really fine. Like Bruce Thornton's awesome. We need him in March. The next one's Santa Clara, the team in the WCC where Herb Sendek is a guy from Pittsburgh coaching. He's an old time coach.
Yeah, I feel like I'm biased to mid major teams, but I think Santa Clara deserves a bid as of now. They are 15-3 in conference play. I think Gonzaga swept them and then they beat St. Mary's. So they do have a really bad loss against Loyola Chicago in the non-conference, which might come back to bite them because I don't think they are a top 300 team and can
They're
possibly.
bad.
Plus, I think it was either a neutral or a semi home game. So
Jeez.
that's a pretty bad blemish, but I feel like with the WCC probably being better than it typically is, I feel like Santa Clara deserves a bid.
I agree. I think they should be in. They kind of remind me of that San Francisco team who made it in 2021 or so. I
Yeah,
think 2021.
I think they were 10 also.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Santa Clara deserves it. I've watched them a couple times. They're a pretty good team, but that Loyola Chicago loss is brutal. Like they're horrible
Oh.
this year, which is really shocking to me. The next one's New Mexico. Are they in or out?
So New Mexico might have my favorite coach in Eric Lynn, who came from UC San Diego. And like he has done a fantastic job in his first season, just totally like retooling the whole team. They didn't have great expectations coming into this season, but as I see it right now, I think New Mexico is in. I think they're my last team in the field. They do have a really good opportunity. I believe they're playing Utah State this weekend. So
Damn,
it's
that's a big
a
game.
really big opportunity for them. And if they win that game and a couple games in the Mountain West tournament, I think they are the last team in.
I hadn't when I did my bracketology, I had New Mexico in, but they lost to Colorado State at home last night, so I'm gonna
hmm
move them out.
hmm
But yeah,
That's
Owen's a
fair.
great
Yeah.
coach. He's going to get some buzz to go move up even more. So yeah, I don't disagree. The next two teams has been the next two teams about to talk about. They've been in the news because of Bruce Pearl. So what's your opinion on Auburn?
So I think Auburn is out as of now. They are 7-10 in SEC play. I just don't think that's good enough for me. But to play devil's advocate off that, they have played one of like the best schedules in the country. I forget exactly where they are in strength of schedule, but I believe they're definitely like top 8 or 10. But I mean, like, I just feel like at some point, like, we throw the metrics out and just like see that like they are only 7 and 10 in conference play and lost so many games non-conference. So I think they are out for me.
I agree. Like we need to value the games themselves. If
Yeah,
you're 16 and if Pitt was 16 and 14, they wouldn't be close to the tournament. I think it's just biased to Auburn. Yeah, they should not be in. I think it's a
100%.
total joke. Their non-conference schedule was brutal. Like they lost to Houston, they lost to Arizona. They played a lot of tough games. There's more. So I think like they have a good team on paper, and they have like Pettiford and Hall are great players. But
Yeah,
I mean, come on, 14 losses. They're only 2 games over 500. That's a bit
that's insane.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like come on, let's have some morals here.
Mhm.
All right, how about Miami of Ohio? We shouldn't even have this conversation, but
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely in for me. If I did my bubble math correctly, I might have too many teams in. If that's the case, then I'd slide New Mexico to be the first team not. But I think they're in regardless, in my opinion. I feel like we were just talking about like how like the games have to matter, and that's sometimes we kind of disregard metrics a bit because I know like they're still not like crazy high in like Ken Palm and like Torvik. But if this team wins 30 plus and makes the conference championship and then loses to Akron still, like I just like can't see like how you can leave that team out, because I just feel like if you win 30 plus at any level in this country, I feel like you should be in. Plus, the MAC is a lot better than it typically has been. So I feel like Travis Steele's team deserves a bid, but they do, as every team in college basketball does, they do control their own destiny. So hopefully that happens. But if you're rooting for theatrics and drama, you might want them to lose to just see what happens.
I agree. Like I've been saying this for you. Said it. You nailed it. Like, if a
Yeah.
team wins 30 games, I don't care what their strength of schedule
Uh-huh.
is, whatever, they just should be in. Like, there's 68 spots. Like,
It's
they've
crazy.
won 30. They lose one game. They should be in regardless. Like, come on. Like, just watch them play. They have a really good offensive team. Like, there's such a big storyline, even if they will lose one game, like, I think they would have create so much buzz for the tournament if they get their shot against a Power 5 school. I think it's ridiculous even having this conversation, like, this is a really good team, and they have them as an 11 seed, I think they should even be higher than that, like, I had them as an 8 seed. I think
Yeah.
they deserve it. 30 games, I mean, they're 30 and 0, I don't care what your schedule is. Like, that's an yeah, they haven't had one off night. They've had a lot of clutch wins. It's a good basketball team. Power conferences have way too much leeway in today's March Madness. Like, this is just ridiculous. Miami of Ohio is 30 and 0. They deserve to make it at whatever they do. They lose the rest of the season, they still deserve to make it. So, yeah, I think it's flat out ridiculous. I'm really supporting them.
Yeah. I'm also.
Yeah. So the last one is VCU. Are they in or out?
So I do really like their head coach and Phil Martelli Jr. because of like the ties to Philly. He did a fantastic job at Bryant the last couple of seasons, but I feel like they're probably out as of now. I feel like this also like could be like a byproduct of the Atlantic 10 just like being a really disappointing conference this season. So they do lack a lot of quality wins. So I think compared to like an Ohio State and a Santa Clara, like I just don't think they're as good and have the quality wins of those couple teams, though. I think they are in my first 4 out.
Yeah, I definitely get that, but I think with New Mexico losing, I think they will slide in.
Mhm.
I don't know, I just like VCU. Like they have always have that like culture of playing super hard. Martelli's brought in a lot of great transfers, so
Mhm,
with a weak bubble, I think they're probably my last team in, but I definitely understand. I just wish we had a stronger bubble. With these mega power conferences, I don't think we'll ever have any strong
mhm,
bubbles anymore. I think getting the Pac-12 back in some capacity will strengthen the bubble as well, because you just need more conferences to choose from.
mhm,
But yeah, I definitely get that.
mhm.
So let's preview the conference tournaments. Even though we have one Saturday, let's just go through the Power 5 and just say I guess if the season ended today, who you would pick to win the conference tournament.
Okay, that's it.
So you can go first.
Okay, I would say in the ACC, it's gotta be Duke. I mean, it's just like
They're too good.
they just beat the second best team in the conference by 25, I believe. So I think it's got to be Duke. Big 12 is going to be a lot of fun. I feel like a lot of people have Arizona as of now. They're probably playing the best out of all the teams, but to fade the chalk a bit, I do know I talked about Houston trending down, but I think Houston could pick it back up again. So I'm going to go with them in the Big
Nice.
12. SEC, Florida's been just red hot. I really like Arkansas. I think that was also something preseason. Darius Take Cuff's been fantastic. I forget exactly what the stat was, but I saw something today that like him and Pistol Pete are the only two SEC freshman guards to average 22 points and 6 assists per game. Don't quote me if the stats are exactly correct or not, but I think that is something that I saw. But besides that, I'm gonna stick with Florida. Big Ten. I'm kind of impartial to Michigan. Like I do know that that's kind of ironic as a Penn State fan, but not to flex or anything. But I did have a Michigan to win the Big Ten regular season ticket at plus 600.
Wow.
Or they beat Gonzaga by 40 also.
Dang. That's a great job.
Yeah, and then if you're counting the Big East as
Heck
Power
yeah, I
5,
am. Maybe not
because
this year, but
they've been shaky. I I picked UConn to win the conference before the season. That's still up in the air as of now, but to win the tournament, it's kind of tough to fade St. John's at Madison Square, so I'm gonna go with them.
wow, okay. Yeah. So the ACC has to be Duke. I
Yeah.
mean, they are unbelievable. Their defense is just that you can't score on them. They're so long and they're just such a simple team. They play amazing
Yeah,
defense. They'll
100%.
they'll throw at the boozer in the post. They'll get Isaiah Evans open for three. They're just such a discipline. They just get the job done. I like watching them. So yeah,
Yeah.
Duke, I agree. Big 12, I'm gonna go with Arizona. They've been the best team all year. They're a pretty similar team to Duke, very long, great rebounding, just a solid team led by Jaden Bradley. The
Mhm.
Big Ten, I'm going to take Michigan as well. I'm
Yeah.
kind of scared about LJ Casing going out, to be honest. I think he's such a great backup point guard. He's honestly maybe even better. That's something to monitor, honestly. So we'll see whoever steps up for that. But Michigan, I mean, they're so powerful with Johnson and Mara and Lendenborg down low.
So
It's a
good.
great team. And SEC, Florida's been clearly the best team in the SEC. I was kind of one of those people who are kind of questioning them. I still kind of am. I don't know Lee and Fland are good enough, but the front court is unbelievable. Hauk and Condon and Chinliu and Klofsar has been stepping up for them. So yeah, they are the best team in the SC. In the Big East, I'm taking UConn. I think they are better than St. John's. I think in the Big East tournament, the UConn fans will show up, and I mean, how could you not pick? Yeah, I mean, after watching that game like a couple weeks ago, they won like 72-40. I think UConn is the better team, and I think they're a better shooting team. So I'm going to take UConn to win the Big East. So let's pick the four best mid major conferences this year: the A10, the MAC, the Mountain West, and the WCC. You're good to go, Justin.
UCC. I think Gonzaga avenges that loss this past weekend, and I think they run the table. In the Atlantic 10, I'm gonna take a team that I probably should have included in my trending up, but the Dayton Flyers have won in a row. I think we're gonna get to it next, but I think they are definitely one of the prime bid stealers this season. And then
Yep.
the MAC, it's tough. I think Akron's gonna be favored because they are higher in Kenpom and Torvik, I believe. I think I'm gonna take them. I do love the Mahaffey brothers because obviously Evan played a key part in Penn State's 2023 tournament run as a freshman. I'm always impartial, but I'm gonna take Akron and see the theatrics unfold on Sunday. Yeah,
Do you have a pick for the Mountain West? I think you might confuse the Missouri
Mountain.
Valley and the Mountain West.
Yeah, so I did actually forget that, but the Mountain
All
West.
good.
I'm not sure. I like Grand Canyon a lot, but I just don't see them doing it. I'm gonna stick chalk. I'm gonna go Utah State. I feel like Jared Calhoun's probably gonna be one of the hottest names this cycle. I've seen that he's already linked to Kansas State, so look out for.
Wow.
But we'll see what happens. But I think Utah State's the best team. It's a very evenly laid out conference, but I'm gonna go with Utah State.
Good pick. Yeah, the A10. Most of these are pretty chalk. In the A10, I'm gonna go St. Louis. I think they've been the best team all year in the A10. That's who I'm gonna go with. I love Avila. He's surrounded by glue guys and shooters. I like that team a lot, so I'm gonna go St. Louis. And the A10 tournament's in Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
go to the championship game for sure.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
excited.
Awesome. Yeah,
Then the MAC conference, I'm going with Miami of Ohio. They've been the best team all year. I really hope they could pull it off.
yeah.
There was also another hope in me that I like Akron a lot too. So I'm honestly saying like maybe get Akron in and then get 2 MAC teams in because I think
Yeah,
Miami of Ohio will make it regardless, honestly. If they don't, they should just cancel
hopefully.
March Madness.
Yeah. Just cancel it.
Then the Mountain West, going to Utah State. It's kind of like St. Louis. They've been the best team. Falsev's a heck of a player, and Calhoun's a great coach. So I'm going Utah State. And then the WCC, you gotta go with the Zags. They've been the best team. I think Gonzaga State, the trilogy in a championship game would be electric, but I think Gonzaga would do it on a neutral floor. But give me some bid stealers to watch out for next couple of weeks before Selection
Yeah.
Sunday.
So I feel like the winner of the Atlantic 10 could steal a bid if it's VCU, Dayton. I know St. Joe's has been really good, a hometown team, but I don't think they have the firepower. But so I'd say look up for the Penn and Dayton. I feel like if Belmont didn't lose on Sunday, like you could make a case, but I don't think so as of now. And then I feel like we just hit on the Mountain West, but I think there's a lot of potential bid
Mhm.
spoilers. I don't think Utah State's like a shoe-in heavy favorite to win it. I feel like San Diego State, New Mexico, Grand Canyon, and Boise could definitely steal a bid. Uh, Besides those, like I don't have any, but I don't know if you had some that I didn't mention already.
Yeah, you nailed it. A10. I had Dayton as well. It's just
Yeah.
hard to count. It's really hard to count out Anthony Grant. For the Mountain West, I have San Diego State. It's really hard to count
Yeah.
out Brian Dutcher. And I listed Akron because I guess if Akron wins, there's Miami of Ohio can make it as well. So that would be technically a bid stealer. But yeah, those are the three conferences for me with potential bid stealers. So the last one is there any teams like maybe they're outside the bubble that you might want to watch out for during conference week?
I really like South Florida. I don't think we've mentioned the American like this.
Yeah, we totally forgot.
Like
Dang.
they've really fallen off though. Like I don't. They might not like even be like a top 10 conference in the country, but I do like South Florida a lot. I think Brian Hodgson is also going to be like a really hot name. I feel like he could jump after 1 year in Tampa. Besides that, like I didn't really have anyone. I do like Yale a ton. I definitely hope we see them in the dance as well. I think their coach James Jones, I think he's been there since like the he's I think.
He's been a while.
So I feel like he typically has fun teams. He just beat Auburn 2 years ago with the infamous Danny Wolf team. So I think that I think those are like two teams that like I really want them to win their conference because I think like South Florida would be like a very popular like 12-5. And then I think Yale would be a very popular 4-13 upset also. So
I can't believe I even forgot the Americans. It's been so bad this year because of Memphis. They're usually
pressure.
the big team. So yeah, they weren't even
It's
worth
really bad.
talking about. So I have three teams that are kind of outside the bubble, but I'm kind of watching out for is the first one's Stanford. I love their point guard, Abuka Corey. I think one of the most underrated players in the country. He's averaging 23 a game. Hey man, if you can get hot for 5 games and maybe do an NC State, you never know. But I'm excited to watch that Stanford team and Seton Hall. Man, if they just had some less losses, I think they would be easy on the bubble. But Shaheen
Yeah.
gets them ready to play. Like I'm not saying they're going to win the Big East, but they're a team to monitor. If they can maybe upset UConn or something, like they almost beat them at their place. Like they
Mm,
play hard, like their mentality of their head coach. So I'm watching out for them. And my last one is Cincinnati. They've been playing amazing basketball recently. If they can just win like 1 or 2 games of the Big 12 tournament, they might honestly be in playing in Dayton. So Cincinnati, I'm really liking with Jizzle James and Day Thomas and Baba Miller and Mo Theon. Like I'm watching out for Cincinnati. They beat
yeah.
Kansas, they beat Iowa State. Watch out for them. So all right. So this is another fun conversation is
So
I feel like the upper echelon of the teams would be Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Florida, and UConn. I think so. Would you take one of those teams or the whole other? Would you take one of those teams or the field?
I would take those teams for sure. Is it even like crazy to say like I'd take Duke, Michigan, and Arizona? Like
I
I feel like just like those three, in my opinion, are like clearly like the top three. And then I mean Florida's right there as well. And then in my opinion, I think Houston's still one tick above UConn, but I think I'd have them like 5, 6. So I think it's like a clear top three, and then Florida might be on their own, and then UConn, Houston, maybe Illinois, but I mean they have not been that good in the past couple.
yeah.
So to answer the question, definitely those five that you listed, and I think I take those top three over the other six.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Duke, Arizona, Michigan are like surefire one seeds. And I think Florida or UConn will get the last one. I have UConn getting the last one at the moment, but it
Mm,
depends on what happens in
that's fair.
conference tournaments. But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. You gotta take one of those teams. I think it would be stupid not to. I think those 5 teams, I agree. I like Houston a lot. I think those teams are so much better than the rest. So with that said, do you think this will be another year of chalk like last year?
I think so. I think I think it's going to be pretty similar to last season, where you're going to see a lot of like still see like a lot of like first round like double digit seeds, like maybe winning a game or two. And then I feel like once we get to like the Elite Eight, Sweet 16, like it's gonna be like a lot of like a 1-4, 2-3, or like a 1-5. Because I think last season, I think the Elite Eight was, I think it was like 6 top 2 seeds, and then a 3 seed was Texas Tech, and
Yep.
I think or it might have been 7 because I think St. John's, I think, was the only top 2 seed to lose the first
Yep.
weekend. So, I think it's gonna be pretty similar to that. I don't know if all number 1 seeds are gonna make the Final Four, but, I mean, like, I could definitely see it happening again, which, I mean, I'm not really complaining too much because I think the Final Four last season was maybe like the best Final Four I've seen. So it would definitely be a battle of just like the surefire best team. So unfortunately, to like more of like the casual people that like love the Cinderellas, I also do, but like I feel like once it gets down to like the Elite Eight, like I want to see like the best, like number one versus two in just like a great game. So that's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will be another chalky season. I just feel like the 5 teams we talked about are just so much better than the
They
rest.
are really good.
It's insane. But yeah, I'll play a little devil's advocate. I feel like
Okay.
last
Let's do that.
year, your 4-1 seeds, you kind of knew they were going to go far. Like you knew Florida was going to go far with Clayton and like their pedigree of a program. You know Duke with Flag was going to make it. You know Kelvin Sampson with Houston was going to make it.
Mhm.
Auburn is soup.
Auburn.
I thought Auburn has a pretty like easy run to the Final Four, kind of. So I feel like last year like they had manageable paths to get there. I feel like this year, uh, Arizona, Tommy Lloyd, they've choked a lot.
Yeah.
They're a team that could lose, honestly, with their past. Michigan, they're really reliant on their big men, and one of their best guards got injured. I think they became more vulnerable. I think Duke, honestly, I might sound like an idiot, but I think Duke, man, I think I'd be shocked if they don't make the Final Four. Then Florida, their guards are not the most reliable. That makes them a little bit more vulnerable. Then UConn, I don't I really like UConn, but the Big East
Mhm.
is super weak, so maybe they're not as battle tested. That's hurt Gonzaga in the past. So I feel like these top teams have a little bit of vulnerabilities to them. And watch when I say that Duke will lose in the round of 32, but that's the only thing I can see. I think maybe these teams are maybe not as strong as last year's 1 seeds, but they are extremely
Fine. Yeah.
strong. But yeah, I do think it's gonna be chalk. If you look at like the top 10, I think they're so much better than the rest. And like the bubble's so weak. Like, do you see any of these bubble teams making the Sweet 16 or anything? Like, yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be a chalk, another chalk fest, which makes me sad because I'm a big Cinderella.
Yeah.
I like seeing
I
weird
do love
seed
it.
matchups, and I like seeing a team like Loyola Chicago make the Final Four. So, like, my Final Four, I really like seeing, like, 2 1 seeds, a medium seed, and then your Cinderella, like, 10 or 11 seed.
Mhm.
So, like, I definitely like seeing weird seed matchups, like a 4 versus 11 in the lead 8 or something.
Yeah.
So, I wanna see more of that. Like, I thought the 2020 3 March Madness, that was maybe a little bit too crazy, but the year after with, Purdue, UConn, Alabama, NC State, that was amazing. So
Yeah.
that's what I wanna see, but yeah.
That's fair.
Alrighty, that was fun. So, yeah, it's one more thing. So, man, we're super close, right? We have one more Saturday. Alright, Justin, if the season ended today, who would you pick to win it all?
I've been struggling with this ever since you asked me to come back on the podcast, but I hope this is a jinx because I hate them, but I just think Duke is just like I feel like you hit the nail on the head in a previous topic by just like saying like how like steady and like straightforward the whole team is. I feel like Boozer's a shoo-in for player of the year as well. I mean, I hope it's a jinx, but it's just so bad against Duke right now. I feel like whoever won that Duke Michigan game, like that's the team that I would be talking about because that was like the tiebreaker for me. I know Michigan didn't play great, but I also think that's just because Duke's defense is just so good. So I'd go with Duke over Michigan in the Natty as of now, but I hope that's not the
Yeah, I have Duke as well.
yeah.
They are absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm basically repeat what I said earlier. They just like make the game so easy. They're super disciplined. John Shire is I mean, the seamless transition between him and a legend, like, I feel like Shire might even be, like, better maybe. It's, like, unbelievable. Like, he is such a smart basketball coach. All they do is they, get the ball to Boozer in the post, run a pick and pop, get the ball in his hands, run stuff for Isaiah Evans on offense, and then on defense, you have Dame Sarr, who is unbelie he's one of the best defenders. I think he might be the best defender, like, maybe on-ball defender in the country. He's so versatile. I think he needs to be talked about more.
Yeah.
Malik Brown is like kinda like the Mitchell Robinson of college basketball. Ngongba's fantastic. Their
Yeah.
defense, allowing under 60 points a game, and then you're that good on offense as well. They are just absolutely fantastic, and if I had to pick a team to play, I think I would do a Duke versus Arizona in the final. I think Arizona's a very similar team to Duke, but I just think Shire's the best coach and Boozer's the best player and their defense, they're like a well-oiled machine, honestly. That's how it is with them. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I'm taking Duke, but I think I'm still not set on it. I wanna see what happens in conference tournament week. So, man, this was a blast. I love March. Just I could eat this up all day.
Thank
Um,
you.
so I'm super excited to see how this unfolds in Selection Sunday. Can't wait to make my bracket. So I know it's been a long time and busy, but we're back and I love talking hoops. We have more podcasts coming out. And man, thanks Justin coming on. I'm super excited for March.
Yeah, I said it at the beginning of the podcast. I'll say it again. I think it's the best couple weeks of the sports calendar all season. Definitely appreciate the invite coming back on Sports Talk with Dewey podcast. Hopefully you'll see me again for the draft, which could be one of the best drafts we've ever seen.
Might have to run it up. Might have to run it up. So
Yeah,
well,
so
this is March.
hopefully you'll see me soon again.
Heck yeah.
Is March, yes.